doing things that are more admin based in order to progress the stuff that I'm working on. I'm getting the leather work done, okay, for these mini little neck knives. So they're in their cardboard sheaves here. What I've done for those is got them absolutely razor sharp, and then you go in these little cardboard scabbards, and the leather work I'm moving on with. And I just want to sort of show a touch of Wessex that I've been doing for the last, I suppose, 3 years. When it comes to stitching the belt loop up and over, I don't stitch across. Okay, I met a saddler years back, and I showed him, obviously, oh, I do leather work. Leather work. Talk to a saddler about you doing leather work. You soon wake up to, oh yeah, very good. Okay. And the one tip he gave me, I instantly changed the way that I do a certain stitch. When it comes to doing loops like this, I don't stitch across. What he sort of suggested to me was, you don't want to put holes across this, because that weakens the leather that way. It doesn't matter how many stitches you've got down there, if you've punched a great load of holes in with your tridents of Poseidon, by weakening the leather. So he impressed upon me about, think of a bridle on a horse, all the leather work around the mouth, and you got the strength of that horse head pulling down and moving everything. If you got a very thin, some of those leather straps are only like this big, and you can imagine how much hole that is as the leather work is stitched. 50% of it could be whole. So when it comes to the end of the strap as it joins onto something else, you go down and back up, but never actually across. Okay, because you got this weak point there because you've blasted holes in it. So when you see my leather work, it will be of this pattern. The other thing I do is with the stitching. So I would start on this hole, go up to that hole, back down all the way across, up, back down all the way up, back down. So on the way out is lock stitch. So I'm pushing it through, looping it over, pulling it in. So lock stitch, where's my fingers? I'm looking there. Lock stitch all the way up, and then on the way back, you can imagine that the stitch is already packed in the hole that you've punched out with Poseidon's trident. So it's just through and pull. So lock stitch out, saddle stitch back, and then return. So one would finish there and one would finish there. Flip over the back, flash, and then you press it down with the metal bit and everything. So my stitches of these loops, not only are they stronger because they're not punched across with a great load of holes, but they're double stitched as well. Okay, and then this is something I've done when it comes to using these Groover McGroovers. I've mentioned this a few times. What this does is it goes into the leather and you pull it like that, and you get a little thread of leather come out. I don't generally do that. Okay, now if you've got a really thick piece of leather and you want it, you can just scuff the tiniest bit of leather out, but I'm not going out of my way to remove a honking great thread of leather out. I'm just marking it so I give myself a line to follow, and I then go the wrong way, and what that does is it just presses down. So if you've got, if this is your leather, slide a piece of leather, okay, rather than pulling it and you've removed leather as a thread, you've actually took leather out, okay, I go the wrong way and I still get a line to follow. See, I went the wrong way. I've just made an impression. I haven't removed any leather. That gives you the line to follow for your punchy bits, but you haven't took any leather out. And everybody's going, how do you get the stitching to recess down so it doesn't get caught? Well, you've given yourself a line, so you've actually pressed it down. At some point later on, I can keep going hard. Okay, so now I've gone hard. Can you see already that's pressed the leather down? Is also burnished the leather down. And if you wet that later on, you can then roll this over it, follow that line, still haven't removed any leather, and at the end of it you can get your snob hammer and just simply tap the threads down afterwards. Anybody can do the leather work any way they want. I'm not going to slag anybody off if drilling is the way that they do it and it's simple and it gets the holes accurate the other side. Absolutely fine. Okay, that's your leather work, you do it. But the way that I'm doing it, and the reason it takes so much longer, is because I do it this way. So, punched with Poseidon. I'll have space on the list for an order. I tell you what, Wessex Blades UK at yahoo.com. If you send me a direct email, we can chat at leisure later. Thank you for joining, Mr. TV Vaughan. So yeah, as you can see, it's ever so slightly proud. It won't be after I've applied some whoppy doppy like that. And once you've wetted the leather down and you're following the line and you run with this thing, it goes and it gives itself a trench. The other trick I've also found is if you grind these teeth down and when you hit it, when the gullets hit the leather, you got to press the leather down anyway. Just a few insights about Wessex Blades. But yeah, that's why it takes longer, because I'm stitching it twice. I'm not necessarily drilling every hole out because I'm punching it through. By the time I put in a double welt and I've gone in from both sides, sometimes I haven't been able to meet in the middle, so I could drill the last half a piece of leather between the top, the bottom, and two welts. Yeah, I'll drill through because it is already parted the leather. With this, I'm not removing a huge great plug of leather, and the tiny weeny little micro drill is just connecting the things. You could awl it, but it does help sometimes, rather than if you've made a mistake, the all goes in the wrong place. So there we go, little things. And as you can see, I do use this to remove a touch of leather, because what you got to do is kerf, kerf that, otherwise it gathers up when you wet it to fold it. So it allows the gathering as the leather is folding around on this fold of the foldy sheaths. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I've got 4 online at the moment. There you go. So Wessex Blades, I've just done that one. It's knocking on 11:45. I've stitched that. You've put the holes through, and I got these to do. Thanks for joining me again. Make sure you could give me a like and a follow if you can, because the algorithm apparently not too keen on knives. Anyway, let's got Wessex Blades out. Thanks for joining me, and here we go for December. Cheers.